Hello friends, welcome back to our channel, Dark Tales Podcast, where we explore the unexplained and delve into the mysterious. And today we're about to embark on a journey that will send shivers down your spine. But before we dive into the enigma, remember to click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss out on our thrilling content. In the darkest corners of the internet, a chilling tale emerged known as the Russian sleep experiment. It's a story that delves into the sinister consequences of a government experiment gone terribly wrong. The tale begins with 5 political prisoners in the Soviet Union during the 1940s. These individuals were subjected to a horrifying experiment aimed at testing the limits of sleep deprivation. The prisoners were promised their freedom if they could endure 30 days without sleep. As the experiment unfolded, the subjects were confined to a sealed chamber, with everything they needed to survive, except sleep. Initially, their conversations were coherent, but as the days passed, their behavior took a sinister turn. They began to exhibit severe paranoia and madness, accusing one another of being enemies in the experiment. By day 5, the subjects refused to communicate, whispering and muttering incoherently. By day 9, the screaming began, with the prisoners shrieking about increasingly terrifying visions that only they could see. As the experiment progressed, they mutilated themselves, and by the final days, they had lost all semblance of humanity. The researchers monitoring the experiment decided to put an end to it. When they entered the chamber, they were met with a horrifying sight. The prisoners, driven to the brink of insanity, had caused gruesome injuries to themselves, and in some cases, even death. The most disturbing revelation, however, was the fate of the 5th prisoner. Inside the chamber, he was found alive, with parts of his body missing. In a final act of self-mutilation, he had used his own flesh to write a single, haunting message on the floor: "Keep you need to awake." The Russian sleep experiment is a grim and chilling tale, a descent into madness and the unknown consequences of pushing the limits of human endurance. Whether it's a work of fiction or based on some twisted reality, it remains one of the most disturbing and enduring stories on the internet. In the shadowy corners of internet lore, few tales are as infamous as that of Smile Dog. This chilling legend revolves around a cursed image that's said to bring terror, suffering, and madness to those who dare to gaze upon it. The story begins with a writer who, in the late 1990s, received a series of emails from a reader who claimed to have been a participant in a government experiment. The experiment, known as the Smile experiment, aimed to create a lethal and contagious psychic virus. The reader shared a cryptic image with the writer, a simple yet eerie photograph of a dog with a grotesque, unsettling smile. It said that when individuals view this image, they experience a profound sense of unease, followed by a descent into madness. The cursed image is usually accompanied by a series of haunting dreams and hallucinations, featuring the same eerie smile of the dog. As the visions intensify, those afflicted become convinced that they must share the image with others, thus spreading the curse. One common feature in these stories is that the victim is eventually overcome by an overpowering urge to smile, even in the face of terror and despair. The smile, often described as grotesque and unnatural, ultimately consumes the afflicted individual, leaving them a hollow shell of their former selves. The tale of Smile Dog has become an internet legend, with the image itself rumored to be distributed online by sinister forces. As a result, some online communities are said to monitor the image's appearance, warning others of its dangers. The legend of Smile Dog is a chilling reminder of the internet's capacity to create, share, and amplify urban legends. Whether there is any truth to the curse of the smile or if it is purely a work of fiction remains a mystery, but it has undoubtedly left a lasting mark on those who've dared to explore its dark corners. In the early days of the internet, a bizarre and unsettling story began to circulate on online forums. It was presented as a series of forum posts and emails, recounting a strange and sinister children's television program from the 1970s known as Candle Cove. The story unfolded as a series of reminiscences from people who claimed to have watched the show as children. They described the show's eerie, low-budget production values, including crudely made puppets and unsettling characters. What made Candle Cove truly unsettling, however, was the nature of its content. The children in the show spoke in nonsensical, cryptic language, discussing disturbing events such as people screaming and seeing things that others couldn't. These unsettling conversations between the puppets and children were remembered with a sense of dread. The story took an even darker turn when it was revealed that nobody's parents seemed to remember Candle Cove. The posts grew increasingly eerie as more people chimed in, confirming their memories of the show and its sinister undertones. As the narrative progressed, it was revealed that there was a particularly unsettling character on the show called the Skin Taker, a skeletal figure who removed his own skin and wore it like a cape. The descriptions of this character added to the growing sense of unease. The mystery of Candle Cove deepened when it was discovered that there were no records or mentions of the show anywhere outside of these forum posts. No one could find any evidence of Candle Cove in television archives or listings. The tale of Candle Cove left readers with lingering questions and a sense of unease. Was it a real, lost children's show with dark undertones, or was it a creation of collective imagination? This internet legend remains a prime example of how the online community can come together to weave a compelling and eerie narrative. In a quiet, unassuming town, the legend of the No-End House looms as a dark and sinister presence. A place of unspeakable horrors, where the boundary between reality and nightmare blurs into an indistinguishable abyss. This enigmatic house, simply known as the No-End House, is not your typical haunted attraction. It's not a place for the faint of heart or thrill seekers. To enter is to descend into a nightmarish labyrinth that promises a $500 prize to anyone who can complete its 9 rooms. However, what awaits those who dare to step inside is a descent into madness and despair. The first room presents a seemingly benign but unsettling scene, designed to make you question the boundaries of perception. With each successive room, the horrors intensify, scenes that defy the laws of reality and the very fabric of sanity. The house's inhabitants, if they can even be called that, appear to have lost all connection to humanity. As you progress deeper, the rooms become ever more disturbing, each one warping reality in more grotesque ways. You'll encounter grotesque amalgamations of human and inhuman, manifestations of fear and malevolence that challenge your every preconception of what is possible. It's said that those who enter the No-End House often find themselves trapped within its maddening confines, unable to escape the horrors that await them at every turn. Their only hope is to find the exit, but as they delve further into the darkness, they must confront not only the terrors of the house but their own deepest fears. The No-End House is a chilling legend that has sparked numerous tales, each one more disturbing than the last. It serves as a stark reminder that sometimes, the most horrifying experiences are those that exist beyond the limits of our understanding, lurking in the uncharted realms of the psyche. Would you dare to enter the No-End House, to face the nightmare that defies all reason and explanation? Or would you choose the path of caution and let this haunting legend remain within the realm of mystery? The choice is yours, but beware, the No-End House has a way of drawing those who seek the truth into its dark and endless abyss. In the heart of the historic district of Old Montreal, a dark and centuries-old mystery lingers within the cobblestone streets and towering stone walls of the Grey Nuns' mother house. This ancient convent holds secrets that time has failed to erase, and one ghostly presence, in particular, refuses to fade into obscurity. The story begins with the Grey Nuns, also known as the Sisters of Charity, who arrived in Montreal in the 17th century. Their mission was noble, to care for the poor, the sick, and the elderly. A life devoted to selflessness, compassion, and prayer. Yet, within the sacred halls of the Mother House, one entity stands as a testament to the enduring mysteries of the unknown. The ghost of a Grey Nun, her identity veiled in darkness, roams the dimly lit corridors. Her presence is undeniable. Witnesses who've ventured into the heart of the mother house speak of a figure clad in the traditional religious attire, her face shrouded in shadows, her movements silent and deliberate. She appears at the most unexpected moments, her presence emanating an air of sorrow and longing that lingers like an eerie specter. But it is not only the sight of this spectral nun that leaves those who've crossed her path in dread. No, it is the uncanny phenomena that accompany her apparitions. Lights flicker and dim inexplicably. Mysterious sounds, like faint, mournful chants, echo through the corridors, setting the stage for a chilling encounter with the otherworldly. It's as if the Grey Nun's ghost remains trapped, anchored to the mother house by an unfulfilled purpose, an unresolved fate that continues to haunt the living. Her presence serves as a reminder of the selfless devotion of the Grey Nuns and the lingering enigma that surrounds her restless spirit. Dare you to step into the shadows of the Grey Nun's mother house, to witness the ghostly presence that defies the boundary between the realms of the living and the dead? For those who have ventured into her world, the haunting tale of the Grey Nun's ghost is one that leaves an indelible mark, a story that embodies the unsettling and enduring power of the supernatural. Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling adventure today. If you've enjoyed these stories that defy explanation, make sure to show your support by hitting that like button and sharing this video with your fellow thrill seekers. Your support means the world to us. Stay curious and keep exploring the uncharted mysteries with us. Remember, the next enigma could be just around the corner. Until next time, take care and keep seeking the unknown.